Alright, hello everybody, this is Romano DeFranco here, and welcome back to the 2024 Stanley Cup Playoff Predictions Show. This is the series where we investigate to see which teams they are going to succeed in this year's playoffs. Now that round 1 is in the books, let's look back on how my first round predictions turned out. Let's go ahead and roll the flashback. Don't expect this trend to continue because I'm predicting the Stars to dispose of the defending champs in 5 games. And if I were to be asked about this playoff series as a whole, this is going to be a very tight series as I'm predicting that it will take all 7 games for the Canucks to get by the Predators. This is the playoffs and I am expecting Colorado to put up a fight, but I'm predicting a full 7-game series victory in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. I'm predicting a 4-game sweep in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Although the Florida Panthers are ranked higher than Tampa Bay, I'm going out on a limb in saying that the Lightning will win that series in 6 games. On paper, Boston has won every game against Toronto in the regular season, and despite that finish, I'm predicting that this series will end in a full 7-game set in favor of the Bruins. I don't expect this series to last very long, as I'm predicting that the Rangers will sweep the Caps out of the playoffs in 4 straight games. Expect this to be a high-scoring series, albeit a breeze for the Hurricanes, because I'm predicting that the Carolina Hurricanes will dominate the Islanders in 4 straight games. Okay, so I went 6-2. I really didn't see Colorado winning 4 straight games, having dropped the opener by a final score of 7-6. I just think that Winnipeg suffered numerous defensive breakdowns in their own end of the rink. That was definitely the reason why they lost in the first round. Also, just like 2013, 2018, and 2019, Boston wins their series in 7 games against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, now that the flashback is out of the way, let's get into the second round predictions. Let's start things off in the Western Conference. The Edmonton Oilers will square off against the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks have home ice advantage since they won the division. This is the 3rd playoff series that features these 2 Canadian franchises, as these 2 teams have met twice before in 1986 and in 1992 respectively, in which Edmonton won both series. Vancouver won every game against the Oilers this past season, including 2 blowout wins on October 11th and November 6th. However, I don't expect that trend to continue, so I'm predicting that the Edmonton Oilers will win this series 6 games. Also, the Dallas Stars have booked a second-round meeting with the arch-rival Colorado Avalanche. This is the 6th playoff series for these bitter rivals, with Dallas winning 3 of the 5 previous rounds. As for the regular season, the Avalanche got the better of the Stars, going 3-1, with the only loss occurring on April 7th, which was a 7-4 loss. This is going to be a very tight series from the get-go, but in the end, I'm predicting a full 7-game set in favor of the Dallas Stars. And now I will shift my attention to the Eastern Conference. The New York Rangers are coming off a dominating playoff series against the Washington Capitals, where they kept Alex Ovechkin off the score sheet entirely. Their second-round opponent is the Carolina Hurricanes. The Rangers went 2-1 against the Hurricanes, with the only loss coming on January 2nd, which was a blowout loss. And on top of that, this is the 3rd playoff series that features these 2 teams, with the Rangers and the Hurricanes splitting the previous 2 series. Game 1 of this series was played even before the end of round 1? What's up with that? In any event, it's difficult to make a persuasive argument on who's going to win this series because both teams are very good. I'm predicting that the Rangers will win that series in 6 games. The 4th and final series pits the Boston Bruins versus the Florida Panthers. This is the 2nd straight year that these 2 teams will face off against each other in the playoffs, though this time it will be in the 2nd round. Last year, the Panthers bounced the President's Trophy winning Boston Bruins out in the 1st round. In terms of how the regular season played out for the Panthers and the Bruins, these 2 teams met 4 times, with 3 of the 4 games being decided by only a single goal, with 2 going to overtime. Not only did the Bruins win every game in the regular season, but they are looking for redemption following last year's colossal disappointment in which they had a 3-1 series lead only to see it evaporate. Because Boston is looking for payback, I'm predicting a 6-game set in favor of the Bruins. And on that note, I'm going to end my predictions for round 2 of this year's playoffs. What do you think of them? You can let me know in the comments down below, and let me know your picks and how well you did in your first round predictions, and I will reply to every comment. In the meantime, I will see you in the conference finals.